Hey everybody, happy Thursday. We're going to be talking about a pretty serious topic tonight, which is social media security. I'm not pretending to be the uber expert of everything social media, but there's some things I'm seeing happening on social media accounts right now and in general that you guys need to be aware of to protect yourselves and save yourselves a bunch of time, effort, energy, money, and yes, major frustration. So the first thing is there are a ton of hackers out there, and people are getting their social media hacked at a rate that you absolutely cannot imagine. They are losing access to their accounts. And if you're somebody who uses Facebook, LinkedIn, Google to run your business, this is a huge deal. It's going to cost you a ton of money, and it's a huge problem. If you're on the live, give me a hashtag live. If you are on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. Tonight, we're going to be going over keeping yourself secure on social media. So there's a few things that I'm going to share with you that you need to do right now with your social media accounts. Just be aware that, if you are not taking proper precautions with your social media accounts, with your accounts in general, you are going to get hacked. And it's not a question of if, but more when. And the biggest question is, how much are you going to lose? And I hate to put it to you quite so indelicately, but the reality is that it costs so many business owners their businesses. I have a friend who recently lost access to her Facebook account, and she completely lost her account on Facebook. She was banned for life on Facebook, and guess what? She lost access to her Facebook group of over 1,200 people in it. That means that it has affected her entire business. So the first thing you guys need to do is click on security, and in your settings in the upper right hand corner, you're going to click the little down arrow that says account. The next thing you're going to do is click on settings and privacy, and you are going to go to settings, and you want to make sure that your security and login is set up for two-factor authentication, y'all. You need to do this. Why is it important? Look, I get that two-factor authentication is a huge deal. It's a pain in the butt. I get it. It's a pain in your ear. And a lot of people probably aren't going to listen to this until they're like, oh, I lost access to my Facebook account. Now what do I do? The only thing you can do is appeal. And if your computer is infected, you may lose permanent lifetime access to Facebook. And for people who are doing business on Facebook, this is a huge deal. So make sure that you have two-factor authentication enabled for your user ID. So, I know that this stuff is scary stuff. Losing access to your social media accounts is hideous. So what are some other things that you can do? You need to make sure that you turn on two-factor authentication also for LinkedIn. Any banking account also needs to have two-factor authentication turned on, as well as all of your Google accounts. Now, if you're somebody who likes to write down passwords or keep them in a document somewhere, please don't. Use a system like LastPass to put your passwords into. And the reason that you need to do this is that encrypts your passwords, and it prevents your passwords from being passed in clear text, and it allows you to prevent having your passwords stolen. This is a huge deal. We want to make sure that we're using a proper password encryption device, and we want to make sure that we are, using that password protection. And the next thing I'm going to tell you guys is make sure that you have a different password on every single platform. Use a random password generator, or you can follow a method that I like to use, which is you put together 3 or 4 words that are a silly phrase or unrelated words, and you put them together so that you create a really, really hard to crack password. So I can look on my desk and I can say heart, spinner, candle. Heart, spinner, candle. 1, 2, 3, exclamation point. That actually creates a really, really hard to crack kind of password. Make sure that you're creating passwords that are hard to crack. Find words that you put together in a phrase that are not easy to remember. Make sure that you're using mixed case and do those things. The next thing, please, for the love of all that's holy, do not click on the links. If somebody says, I own your internet domain, click here, or you get an email from PayPal, or you get an email from your bank, or you get an email from Facebook, y'all don't click the links. If somebody messages you, if one of your friends messages you a link, it is not your friend. Your friend has probably been hacked, especially the links to YouTube that are showing you, I see you here. Those are not good. Those are going to get your account hacked. Don't click the links and don't go anywhere near them. You can delete them, but don't click on them. So make sure that you are turning on 2-factor authentication on every platform that it is available, which I know is a pain in the butt, and make sure that you are setting up hard to guess passwords that are on every single platform, that they are different. If you're having trouble remembering passwords, because they're different on every single platform, use a password manager like Facebook, like LastPass. The other thing too is your banking information should definitely not have the same password as your Facebook account. Your email accounts need to have fairly complex passwords. So if somebody gets into your email account, what happened to a friend of mine this weekend is that somebody got into her old Yahoo account, which had her banking information. They were able to then hack their way into her bank accounts, every single one of them, all of her shopping accounts, everywhere that she shopped, Nordstrom, everywhere. And then they started placing orders using her credit card information that they had stolen. And they changed the email addresses as if it were from somebody else. So this causes her a huge amount of problem. This kind of identity theft is a huge issue. It will destroy your business. It will cause you no end of trouble. I know that this is not the sexy stuff that I normally do, but I feel that it is super important to have the discussion about website and social media security. Don't click the links. Even if you think you might ought to, delete the email. There is so much social engineering that goes on. Once your computer has been compromised and you have accidentally clicked a link, whether it's in social media account or on your email, your entire PC could be compromised. All of your user IDs and passwords could be compromised. Your stuff is probably going to be out there floating out on the dark web. So don't click the links in the emails. Don't click the links in social media. If you go to a website that is suspect, shut the whole thing down. Just shut the whole website down. Shut your computer down. Reboot. Don't go back there. Don't even try to click out of stuff. And if it says, hey, do you want to install this software? The answer is no, you don't want to install the software, because you know what it's going to do? It's going to infect your computer, and it's going to cause you no end of grief. If you think that your computer is infected, contact somebody who understands computer repair, who understands IT. One of your local computer shops can help you recover your data, who can help you reinstall your computer. Don't just keep using your computer if you think it's infected, because the longer you go on using your computer once you think it's been infected, the more open you are to all kinds of different types of compromise. And that, my friends, is just a really not pretty look. So, you know, make sure that you are setting up your two-factor authentication. Make sure you have a complex password. Make sure you do it everywhere. Make sure you have different passwords on every platform. Use a password protector like LastPass. There's some other ones out there that are also awesome. Make sure you don't click the links, even if it looks like it's from PayPal. It's probably not from PayPal. There are all kinds of different spoofs and all kinds of different things that are going to happen. If somebody from your bank calls you, hang up the phone, call the bank and let them know. If somebody from Social Security or the IRS calls you, it's also a scam. If you get some weird dude on Facebook who wants you to send him a picture of your driver's license because you won money, don't do it. It's an identity theft ring. I recently had one of those that was very persistent. I'm actually amazed. I strung him along for about 4 hours. And I was trying to figure out what the angle was, and it was identity theft at the end of the day. He wanted my name, my mother's name, my birth date, which I listed as April 1st, 1980. My mother's name was IMA DUMB, and I won't say the last word. So yeah, he kept going even once I gave him that fictitious information, and was just like, well, just show me a picture of your driver's license and take it with a clear shot, you know, so that we can see it. And I'm like, I don't think so. So just be aware that there's a lot of people like that on Facebook. There's a lot of people like that on every single social media platform. So you need to be aware. Those guys, those girls that are contacting you are only in it to try to steal your identity, to try to steal your information, to try to steal your money and rob you blind. So please take care of your user IDs and passwords, and you know, avoid some of the pain that some of my friends have done. Recovering a Facebook account can cost hundreds to thousands of dollars, and it can take weeks to months of appeals and frustration, and it is absolutely a nightmare for the person involved, especially if you've got thousands of connections and you've been using this account for your business account. So we will just be aware of that and take care so that we don't have those problems. I hope you guys have a great night. I know that this is a little bit shorter live than I normally do, but it is such an important topic. This is so important to avoid being hacked and avoid having your business destroyed. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.